Well, Jordan, congratulations. You done gone off and did it. You have inspired the first video to go on my second channel. Now, let me preface this video by saying that I mean no ill will towards you. I've already discussed this with you on Skype, but I'd like to make this 100% and abundantly clear to my subscribers who are watching this video. Jordan is like a YouTube brother to me. I have nothing but respect for him. But, however, we do disagree greatly when it comes to Exo Zombies. So, many are saying that Exo Zombies is the false shepherd and Treyarch is our savior. They will rescue us, and this is absolute and utter nonsense. Let me explain why. I'll start off by saying that Exo Zombies is far more innovative and personally, in my opinion, better than regular zombies. They created different challenges that we can complete during the rounds. Sometimes we have to save survivors. Other times we're avoiding areas because of gas leaks. Sometimes the zombies can infect us, and other times we just need to defeat a big boss. This creates variety in between the rounds. During Treyarch Zombies, I just run around in circles for 4 hours. Wow, so much fun. Really great variety, Treyarch. Well done. I mean, at least give Raven some credit for trying to create some variety in between the rounds. To say that they've gone off and done absolutely nothing to the zombie formula is really a disgrace to the work that they've put into this game mode. In addition to that, the guns are far more balanced. Only a handful of guns are actually usable in the later rounds of regular zombies. If I want to make it to round 30, unless I want to take all day, I pretty much have to use a select set of weapons. However, in Exo Zombies, thanks to this upgrade system and pretty good weapon balancing, I can use pretty much every weapon I want. Sure, there are weapons here or there, like you're not going to get to round 30 with a pistol pretty quickly, but for the most part, you can use whatever weapon you want. They've created some pretty nice variety, and not variety, they've created some nice weapon balance that we just don't really see in regular zombies, and they've also included multiple wonder weapons or special weapons into their maps. And let us not forget that the exosuit revolutionizes movement in Call of Duty. And this revolution applies to zombies. Treyarch was wrong. Die Rise did not add verticality to zombies. Exo Zombies, the exosuit, added verticality to zombies. And it created new dynamics. No longer is zombies a two-dimensional game. Zombies, thanks to Exo Zombies, is a three-dimensional game. And if you have an issue with it being a three-dimensional game in which maybe I do jump around a little, well then you're just afraid of change. There are also many types of zombies. Treyarch has been literally using the same 1 or 2 zombies throughout the entire saga. They've used our normal zombie, and then they've used the Nova Crawler, and we've only seen the Nova Crawler thrown in there occasionally. In 2 maps, Raven has created over half a dozen different zombie types, which helps create variety in the rounds. Exo Zombies is clearly far more innovative than regular zombies. In just 2 maps, we've seen changes the likes of which Treyarch has barely attempted over the course of their 7-year tenure. The community will not give Exo Zombies a fair shake, and because many of you are almost in a sense delusional Treyarch fanboys, Treyarch is a wonderful company. We should be thankful Treyarch has created Zombies, the game we've come to know and love, but to say that Treyarch is the only company that can make zombies and do it well is just really a shame. Now, I'd like to just make some comments on some stuff that Jordan has mentioned in his video. By the way, this is actually a response. I didn't mention this. This is a response to a video that my good friend Jordan JC Backfire, once again, no bad blood to him. I love him. He's awesome. He does make fantastic content. However, I just disagree with him on a certain point, and I felt I would give the other side of the argument. This is what the purpose of this video is, and I'd like to just address some points that he's made. So, a big thing JC was really trying to hammer in was that they're being too hard to be like Treyarch, and here's what I say. Why fix what isn't broken? The zombie formula works and people love it. Why should I reinvent the wheel? They made the smart and conservative decision to follow in the footsteps of Treyarch and try to please the community as best as possible. Many of you may ask them to do something new rather than copy Treyarch, but Infinity Ward already tried that. That's called Extinction, and you bastards tore it to shreds and hated it. Some of you guys are just impossible to please. They do something radically different, and you hate it. But you do something too different, and suddenly it's just a ripoff of what we've already had. There has to be that middle ground, and I would argue that the innovation we've seen from Exo Zombies is that middle ground. And we also asked for zombies. May I remind everyone of the community outrage when we got Exo Survival. Hell, Lex even broke a chair for this game mode.
Time to go.
At this point I knew
I broke my closet door.
Say what you will about Exo Zombies. Exo Zombies is better than no zombies. You may say this ruins the purity or the hype of zombies, but Jordan, you're just being a little bit silly. You're clearly more hyped for regular zombies than you would be if there was no Exo Zombies. And to hate a game mode for ruining the hype of others is just kind of nonsense. Nobody seriously is thinking, oh, I would be far more excited for regular zombies if I didn't have Exo Zombies. If Exo Zombies is not your cup of tea, and that is perfectly fine, you do not have to like Exo Zombies, well then this is just going to make you even more excited for regular zombies. And another common complaint was that Exo Zombies was only created to make a profit, and welcome to the real world. Treyarch Zombies only exists to make money. Treyarch solely exists for the absolute reason to make money. Call of Duty is released every year to make money. Nobody is making this game out of passion. At the end of the day, it all comes down to the almighty dollar. Money is not bad though. Nobody should be ashamed for trying to make some money. We would not have our beloved zombies and the zombie storyline if there was no profit motive. It's just how the world works. With the exception of people, everything you love exists because somebody realized there was money to be made. One thing Jordan mentioned was that the Easter egg is silly and it makes no sense. I will give you that, Jordan. The Easter egg does get to be a little bit silly at times. We're making a burger and then we're feeding it to a robot. It is a little bit silly, but why does it matter? Easter eggs can be silly. Let them show some personality. It doesn't have to be serious. I mean, one thing you constantly mentioned was that they're trying way too hard to be like Treyarch. Well, here's something where they're actually being original and you tear it to shreds. Do you want them to be like Treyarch or do you not want them to be like Treyarch? You have to pick a side. And many times, one thing Jordan mentioned was that the zombie types make no sense. He really hit hard on the EMZ zombie. And sure, I'm not a big fan of the EMZ zombies. I think they're far less of a problem in Infection than they were in Outbreak, but I for one like the variety that Raven has created with the zombies. We've only seen one main type of zombie over the course of 3 different zombie games. Raven, as I mentioned, has only created 2 maps and over half a dozen different zombies. They actually put effort to create variety. Treyarch has copy and pasted the same zombie AI over the course of every single map. Why does it matter if the EMP zombie doesn't exactly make sense? It doesn't make sense just to have random zombies that are on fire or random zombies that scream and cause your screen to go blurry. If we're really going to argue whether or not something makes sense, then the entire basis and foundation of zombies is just shattered. Now let's discuss the story. So, some may say Exo Zombies has no story progression and the story is bad. Here's what I say. The game mode is new. There have only been 2 maps. Let's give the game some time to develop. Early on, I'll admit, the story is off to a little bit of a shaky start. We're not exactly sure what the direction is, but that doesn't mean Raven can't reel it together and create a nice story. The zombie storyline has had over 7 years to develop. It's like comparing a pro soccer player to me. That pro soccer player has been playing for hundreds of hours, and I just pick up the ball every so often and shoot in the net. It's not a fair comparison. During World at War, the first 3 zombie maps served no purpose to the story. There literally was no story until Der Riese came around. They did go back and add story to these maps, but when we were playing Nacht and we were playing Der Riese, and even some may argue Shi No Numa, there really wasn't much of a story. There was far more story in Exo Zombies at the end of Infection than there is at the end of Shi No Numa. And really, I feel like the game mode is so early that right now we're comparing apples to oranges. We really shouldn't be comparing the stories of the 2 maps right now. It's not fair. I mean, Treyarch has had a hell of a head start and Exo Zombies has only had 2 maps. So you might say Burger Town is unoriginal, and I feel this really comes down to a difference of opinion. Personally, I like the idea of Burger Town. It's a nice fan service, and they spiced it up with a sewer and other locations to visit. Treyarch also hasn't been that much of a beacon of creativity as well. They created Transit, which is literally just a town. Woo, very exciting. Had Treyarch made Burger Town, the community would have praised them for their fan service, and people would have been overjoyed at the idea of playing in a zombie-infested sewer. Hell, that idea sounds fantastic. A zombie-infested sewer? Sounds cool to me. So one thing you might say, gas rounds are annoying, and Jordan, it's just 1 round. Is it really map-breaking? At the end, is it really map breaking in the end of the world that during 1 round you can't be in a specific area of the map just because a little gas has floated in? The only reason there's no way to fix the gas round is because it's one round. You can wait until the round is over and then just go back in the area. I mean, it's not like the excavator has created that big of a skill gap that only elite, smart zombie players know how to stop. Pretty much everybody knows. You just gotta take the hacker and bring it over to the little pad, hold X, and boom, the excavator is gone. It's not that big of a deal. It's not like you have to be a really wise zombie player to do. In fact, I find it quite annoying. I'm trying to create round 50 runs in Tunnel 11, but it always gets interrupted because of some dumb drill. So I feel like really just yelling at the gas rounds is kind of grasping at straws. I don't think it's that terrible of an idea. Sure, I would like to be able to stay in one area for the entire game, but at least it causes me to move around. It creates a little bit of a challenge, and it creates a skill gap far more than regular zombies. And some of those times it actually gets a little bit interesting. For example, I was playing the other day, I got to round 30, and I realized that Burger Town, Value Voltage, and the other place, I forget its name, they all had gas in them, which meant I needed to stay in the sewer. And this created an incredible challenge. It was a lot of fun. I had the gator trap going, I was boosting around. It was a great time. The gas actually creates a challenge that I would not have thrown upon myself otherwise, and I think it was a really good idea by Raven to have that, and they got pretty creative about it. So the Easter egg may not be cool, and here's what I would say. If this was a Treyarch map and Bubby came to life and started walking around swatting zombies with his sign, the entire community would be up in arms clapping. They'd be like, wow, that was awesome, Treyarch. Way to end that Easter egg. Well done. But Treyarch was also not creating amazing Easter eggs in Black Ops 2. The Black Ops 2 Easter eggs were solved in an average just about as fast as the Infection Easter egg. I remember one major complaint from the community was how easy the Easter eggs were in Black Ops 2. It's almost like the community has amnesia, or at least they're forgetting all the faults of Treyarch. It's a little suspicious, I don't know. And I mean, you gotta remember, we've been solving Easter eggs for years now. We know what to look for. We know the general pattern of how these Easter eggs work. We look for things in groups of 3, or I guess in the case of Exozombies, groups of 4. I mean, the first couple Easter eggs took longer to solve because we didn't even realize we were solving Easter eggs. But now we have a much better idea of how this all works, and thus we solve Easter eggs faster. So of course, Easter eggs are going to only take a day or so now because we've been solving them for 7 years now. You also mentioned that you were upset with the characters, and this is a difference of opinion, like what you will. Once again though, let me remind everyone, we tore the transit characters apart and begged for the original characters. We kept complaining until they gave us our old characters in Origins. Treyarch, once again, are not the gods we paint them to be. You may not like our current bunch of characters, but clearly Treyarch could not have done much better if the best they could do in Black Ops 2 was reuse old characters after we got tired of the 4 characters they created intended to have follow us throughout the duration of Black Ops 2. You can like what characters you like. You can also dislike whatever characters you would like. Personally, I haven't really developed an opinion of these characters. I do like Oz though. The rest I'm not too sure about. But I wouldn't consider the characters to be a make or break feature of Exozombies, because if that was the case, then I would have to consider the Transit 4 a make or break feature of Black Ops 2 Zombies, which I don't consider. Sure, I don't like them, and they're a little bit of a blemish of Black Ops 2, but I still think it was a great round of zombies. Overall, JC, like I said, I do not mean for this to be bad blood. The intention of this video was to provide the other side of the argument. JC created the video saying that Exozombies was terrible, and here I am defending Exozombies. I want you guys down in the comments below, or possibly, if you feel so inspired, create a video response to me or a video response to Jordan. Let's try getting a community discussion going. What are our thoughts on Exozombies? Personally, I am a big fan of it. I think it is a great step for zombies, and in fact, will make Black Ops 2 Zombies even better, because Treyarch now can see which ideas work and which ideas won't work, because clearly Raven isn't afraid to step into the pool of innovation, unlike Treyarch. Overall though, just to conclude, JC, you might be a little bit hyperbolic in my opinion. This map, Infection, is nowhere near as bad as Transit, and I don't feel they're trying to be like Treyarch. They're just giving us what we wanted. What we do in return, though, as a community, is spit in their face, and it's almost, in my opinion, disgraceful that our community would act this way. It's okay to not like exo zombies, but let's at least not act like it's the end of the world and the purity of zombies has been ruined because it was touched by the tainted blood of Raven Software. It just seems childish. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video or agree with what I said, be sure to give it a like or maybe dislike if you don't agree with what I'm saying. I'm open to all different ideas. You can also leave, well, I guess you can't leave video responses, but if you leave a comment saying, hey, I've made a video responding to this, I'll be sure to check it out. Or you can leave a video response to JC's video as well, whichever you so please. A link to JC's video is down below. Have a wonderful day. I hope you all like my second channel, and bye.